Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental energy reading for the week of November 30th through December 6th of 2025. It's already December. I don't know if anyone else is having a little bit of whiplash from the season. And we'll go through each element as we go: earth, or fire, earth, air, water, and get a good idea of kind of what's going on for each of the elements using the runes. So we'll get started with our fire family, which covers Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And if you are curious about what your alignment would be, if you are sun sign of Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and I'll say the different ones under each one, that's a good idea of where you're starting. But if you are curious about your elemental alignment, there is an natal interpretation chart in the description. It's not sponsored or anything like that, but it is a really good tool if you've never had your charts read. It's a good basic to give you a good idea of what's going on there. So, for our fire family, we are starting you off with, I think you had this one last week too, Inga's, which is the fertility rune. Color is yellow, tarot association is judgment, and astrology is the new moon. It's the completion of ideas or projects, signifying new beginnings, a time of positive energy and good fortune. There's also an energy of discernment, knowing intuitively or logically, one of the two, could be both, which direction you're going next. Like, you've brought certain things to their logical ending, and now it's time to make a decision, because you finish something, you have to start the next level, and that's where you're at right here, fire, is you're still working to finish and complete, but it's saying the completion is actually more stable and more settled. So now you can, while wrapping the tail end of things up, you can look to see what's coming next. So you actually have some pretty positive energy right off the bat here. Your second rune is the rune of Perth, which is the rune of fate. Color is black, tarot association is the wheel of fortune, and astrology is Saturn. And this brings in some more sobering energy. It's mystery, chance, unexpected material gains, and surprises. Some things hidden coming to light. Well, when we look at energy with Saturn coming forward and the Wheel of Fortune, it's saying that this is a cycle that has been going on for a while, and this is where you're at now. Whenever you have Saturn come in, understand that things are going to happen the way they're supposed to, but you may not have a lot of control over this part. So when we have Perth and Inga's coming together, it's saying this is a time of great creativity. There's a lot of things that are wrapping up, new things are coming in, but what's happening in this process of shifting, you still have a say in kind of what direction things go. Understand that fate does have some locked in energy that you may not be able to escape just yet. And they're not saying it's negative. I'm not getting that vibe off of it, but it's definitely something that you were not expecting in the slightest. So however this manifests for you, fire, be aware that you're making your plans and the universe is making their plans, and hopefully they line up, and if not, things will still turn out. It just may not be the way you particularly plan on it. So it's going to be an interesting week for our fire family. Let's take a peek at Earth, and Earth covers the zodiac of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I have notes because I, for some reason, struggle with the zodiac. So, and it's been like that since I was very young. So we'll keep that going. Earth, you are starting off with the Iawaz rune, which is the rune of the horse. Color is white. Tarot association is the Lovers, and astrology is Gemini. So you've got a little water and air coming in here. So this could be an interesting reading for you. Travel and change, new jobs, new homes, spiritual journeys, and movements. This also, I'm getting this strong feeling of some kind of a bond going deeper. If you're in a relationship, it could be a proposal, it could be that your wedding is this week. There's something going on here where a bond between two people is taking a much deeper route. It's taking it to the next level, and this is an exceptionally positive thing, but it's not going to be something that they keep showing me that it's not going to be something you can reverse quickly. So this is basically that time where you want to make sure that you know this is the right person, because after the fact, it may not be as easy to unravel. And that ties into your second rune. We have the Hagalaz rune, which is the rune of a hail. Color is light blue. Terra association is the world, so completion. And your astrology is Aquarius Earth. This is not a good week for you. You've got Aquarius and Gemini coming forward, both air signs, which is your polar opposite on the elemental balance. It signifies unexpected setbacks or problems, attempting to let things flow, disruptive natural events. Whatever's going forward here, Earth, there is a deepening connection, but it may be a deepening connection through trial. It may be a tribulation type energy, just like a lot of EMTs and firefighters and law enforcement, if you've ever been around them, when they've been in a struggle or a trial together, it bonds them deeper than family in a lot of cases, and it's a weird connections. Trauma bonding, I think, is one of the words you can use. So that could be what's coming forward. Let's hope not. But Hagalaz is not a rune you want to take lightly, Earth. So when this one pops up, you need to be paying attention because something is happening that you may not be aware of. Iawaz is saying you've got positive stuff going forward here. Might be some secrets and surprises along the way, but there's good. Hagalaz is saying there may be good, but be careful because something is not quite as it seems, or there may be an outside force that's coming in that may try to rock the boat a little bit. So Earth, I would definitely stay in a prayerful, meditative state this week because, like I said, with Hagalaz and that hail energy, it's not something that you want to play with. It does have positive with the world being a completed cycle, so you might be leaving that challenging, and that's what's making this relationship take the deeper path. So there's a couple of ways to look at this, but I would definitely stay in that prayerful meditative state as you go forward here because something is not being fully upfront with you, and that's not the relationship. The relationship is good. It's something outside of that is being the more sketchy. So be aware of that there might be something going on outside the relationship that you both need to be paying attention to keep it out there and not interfering. Let's see what air has. Air is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Yeah. And air, we are starting you off with the Rado rune. Let me get to the right page here. And this is the rune of a long journey on horseback. Color is bright red. Terra association is the Hierophant, could also be called the High Priest. And your astrology is Sagittarius, so you're working with some fire energy here. And Sagittarius is the last of the fire elemental zodiacs, so this is a completed fire, a matured fire. So it's the bank that keeps you warm. You can cook with it. It's not going to burn you down. So this is actually a good card, or a good rune. It indicates physical journeys, pleasant ones, journeys that bring positive development, and it could also imply a spiritual journey or mental growth. So you really are in the state of shifting into something better. And air, if it's a journey spiritually or mentally, you're going to love that because that's kind of your energy anyway. You love to think, you love to learn, you love to plan. Organization is kind of your thing. And this is tapping into that knowledge base for air is going to be powerful. But it could be a physical shift as well. Like you might be moving into a promoted state. Like if you're at work and your boss offers you a promotion, it could be moving from your apartment into your house or house to apartment, whatever it is your goals are here. But there's a lot of positive shifting, and with the Hierophant coming forward, it's also this aspect of you've connected with the Lord and Lady, the God and Goddess, divine masculine and feminine, and that allows you to actually be a voice to others. So there could be a teaching aspect coming up here. There could be some kind of, it doesn't have to be like a teacher in a classroom. It could be that you're the headline speaker at a little community event, or you could be a big event. But there's something where you get to pass on information that's coming up here. So air, you are really in a good communicative, I think that's the right word, state right now. Your second rune is Laguz, which is the rune of water. So this is a friendly energy for you as well. It's interesting that one's fire and one's water. Color is deep green. Terra association is the star, and astrology is the moon. Unconscious, intuitive, and mysterious. Psychic awareness, hidden sources of creativity. So, air, you are the balance. You are the scale between fire and water. You get to be the one who holds these two energies in balance. But with that, you get to make a lot of powerful teaching experiences happen. And you're going to do so in a way that's very, very logical, but you're also intuitive enough to know that you can't say the same thing to two different people. They're not going to listen to it the same way. So you're able to navigate between these two energies really well, and that's where that journey's coming in. And that journey could also be tying into a form of water travel, going on a cruise or something along those lines, or it could be next to water as well. But you definitely are involving your intuitive side in how you're stepping forward in this next level of life. With that journey on horseback, you could be changing everything, but you're doing so following your muse, following your heart, or it could be following an aspect of the divine feminine. You never know with the way the universe plays things out anymore. But you're really in a good state to shift things, and the shifting is by your direction, and you're able to keep multiple things in balance and kept in check, so nothing's really flying around. You're not really dealing with a lot of chaos, because air, you're the one you're the one controlling this show this week. So you're actually in a really good spot, and if you have fire and water around you, you're going to be the one that keeps them from having a little cat fight. So that's not always a pleasant thing, but you have the skills to do that this week. They're natural skills, so it's not like you have to think about it. It's just going to happen, and you'll be like, listen, you two, that's enough. So let's hop over to our water family. Water is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, so all of our fishies out there. And water, where did it go? We are starting you off with the Manaz rune, which is the rune of man. Color is deep red, tarot association is the magician, and astrology is Jupiter. Jupiter used to, well, still is, but used to be the traditional patron of I believe of Pisces. So this is actually lining up with you pretty well. Humankind, deep wisdom held in the body and mind, body working together as one, knowledge with memory, interdependence of the masculine and feminine within. Water, just like with air, you are balancing things this week. This is not a time for making rash decisions, is part of what I'm hearing. They're showing that you're the one who's balancing your intuitive and your intellectual side, because one dominating the other is not always a good thing, but you're able to bring them into agreement so that you can intuitively maneuver through the week, but you're also really paying attention to what's going on. You're analyzing patterns, you're listening to speech, you're really thinking about things, but you're also allowing for a lot of play as you're moving through. And with the magician, it's saying you have the skills, talents, gifts, abilities, fill in the blank there for what adverb you want, an adjective. You don't need someone else telling you what to do. You've got this, water. You're totally in control of your own destiny, but you also have Jupiter coming in saying, have fun while you're doing this. So it's reminding you to keep a smile on your face, even if you're inside kind of having a rough time. When you put that smile on, it helps elevate your energy just a little bit, and the longer and more you do it, the higher up that frequency chain you can actually start to move. So Jupiter's wanting to remind you to be as fun-loving as you can, because what's the point in being grumpy all the time type of energy. We have, you got the same rune as fire. We have the Inga's rune coming forward, which is the rune of fertility. Tarot color is yellow. Tarot association is the judgment. Astrology is new moon. Completion of ideas or projects, a time of new beginning, positive energies, and good fortune. Water, you are in a very unique energy this week. It's really about shifting and changing, understanding yourself. That's the Manaz rune, but that also radiates out to others. So when you come into awareness of who you are at your core, not what other people have put on you, it's not your labels of I'm straight, I'm gay, I'm this, I'm that, I'm a worker, I'm a carpenter, I'm an artist. Those are things that you put on. Those are masks we put on. When you start to understand who you are deep beneath the skin suit's temporary. That's what they're talking about here. This is a time of deeper knowing. And once you come to the understanding with this knowing, it opens the door to a different form of creation. they're showing me this is when the magic really starts to flow for water. Water tends to go with the flow anyway, and water will always carve its own path. You really don't stop water, you just kind of redirect it for a moment. When it decides to rock and roll, nothing really stops it. That's the thing with water. And that's what they want you to understand, is you carry the heart of the ocean within you. You are not your skin suit. You're not your job. You're not your whatever you want to call it. There's so much more and deeper there. So it's good to pay attention to that. And that's where you're getting this fertility, is you're now completing an old cycle. It could be clearing out some old life lessons, some old karma, but you're setting yourself up for success because you're walking into this next level. And that's where the Magician and Jupiter are coming forward. They're here to guide you as you move through this next phase of life, of existence, of whatever chaos is going on there. But it's time to shift into this next level, and that's what they're wanting to bring forward. Is water, you don't have to worry. You've done this before. Now it's time to do it again. And this time you're actually doing it for a bigger purpose. It's not just to make it through the day. It's to actually understand yourself so that you can move beyond where you were and hopefully open some doors to some new opportunities. So overall, this week is really about change. It's about transformation. Sometimes easy, sometimes not so much. Sorry, Earth, you're having a rough week. But it's really saying you have the skills to do this. This is stuff that you've put into play, and now it's time to kind of go through a little bit of a dark night energy and clear out the stuff that doesn't work. Because when you do that, the doors to so many more opportunities open up for you, and that's what the universe is coming through for all signs and all elements. Is this week really focus on finishing one thing, but where are you headed next? That's the big part. Is they have this big question that they keep showing me, is where are you headed next? Because you're clearing a lot of stuff out, and now what are you going to do next? So something to journal about maybe this week, right on the top of your page. What am I doing next? And then give yourself the gift of suggestions. What are your thoughts? What are your goals? What are your new dreams? What are your ambitions? Have you completed stuff? Note those as well, so that way you can see, actually I am getting some stuff off of my bucket list, but now you can move into the next phase. So with that, I will let you guys and gals go. I will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your week.